forest, nestled deep within a valley shrouded in mist, lay the small village of Oakhaven. With a population of just over 200 souls, it was a place where everyone knew everyone. A tight-knit community seemingly untouched by the frantic pace of the modern world. Life in Oakhaven was simple, quiet, and predictable. Until one day, it wasn't. It started with silence, a chilling, unnatural silence. The usual morning sounds the roosters crow, the distant hum of a tractor, the laughter of children on their way to the small village school were gone. A delivery driver, making his weekly trip with supplies, was the first to notice. He pulled into the village square, expecting the usual friendly waves and small talk. Instead, he was met with an eerie stillness. Doors were left wide open, breakfast tables were set with food growing cold, and a half-full cup of coffee sat steaming gently on a porch railing as if its owner had just stepped away for a moment. But no one was there, not a single person. Panic began to set in. The driver called the nearest town sheriff's department. When deputies arrived, what they found was a ghost town frozen in time inside the homes. Everything was exactly as it should be. Clothes were folded in drawers. Family photos lined the mantels, and pets waited patiently for owners who would never return. Outside, cars sat in driveways, keys still in the ignition. The playground swings swayed gently in the breeze, empty. It was as if all 212 residents of Oakhaven had simply vanished into thin air. All at the same moment, the investigation began immediately. Law enforcement, search and rescue teams, volunteers combed every inch of the village and the surrounding woods. They found no signs of a struggle, no bodies, no notes, no ransom demands. It was a mass disappearance on an unprecedented scale. Yet there was not a single piece of evidence to explain it. The only thing they found were strange, unsettling symbols carved into the ancient oak trees that lined the perimeter of the village. The markings were unfamiliar, a complex geometry that no one could decipher. They seemed to hum with a strange energy, making the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. As days turned into weeks, the story of Oakhaven, the vanishing village, became a national obsession. News crews descended on the area, broadcasting live from the empty streets, their reports filled with speculation and fear. Without facts, theories began to flood the internet and talk shows. Was it some kind of secret government experiment gone horribly wrong? A weapons test that had inadvertently wiped the village off the map? With the authorities now engaged in a massive cover-up, the isolated location of Oakhaven certainly made it a plausible candidate for such a clandestine operation. Others looked towards more paranormal explanations. Local legends spoke of an ancient entity that slumbered beneath the valley, a spirit of the forest that protected its domain fiercely. Had the villagers done something to awaken it? Were the symbols a warning, or perhaps a sigil of a ritual that had gone catastrophically awry? Ghost hunters and psychics flocked to the area, claiming to feel a profound sense of loss and a terrifying, watchful presence in the woods. They spoke of whispers on the wind, and shadowy figures glimpsed at the edge of their vision. Then came the alien abduction theories. UFO sightings in the region had reportedly spiked in the weeks leading up to the disappearance. Could Oakhaven have been a collection site, its inhabitants taken for some unknown cosmic purpose? The abandoned vehicles, some 5 miles from the village with their engines cold and doors open, seemed to support this idea. It was as if people were taken right out of their moving cars. Bizarre symbols on the trees were then interpreted as star maps or alien writing. A calling card left by extraterrestrial visitors. The official investigation stalled. No leads and mounting public pressure, the authorities were forced to scale back their presence. The case of Oakhaven grew cold, destined to become one of history's great unsolved mysteries. The village itself was eventually cordoned off, a permanent quarantine zone established around its perimeter, a modern-day Roanoke, a chilling testament to a day when over 200 people simply ceased to exist. But the story doesn't end there. For those living in the towns bordering the Oakhaven quarantine zone, life has become a tense, watchful existence. They report strange occurrences, power grids failing for no reason, livestock going missing, and an unnerving feeling of being watched from the dark woods that separate them from the silent village. Some have even claimed to see strange lights moving through the trees at night, hovering over the valley where Oakhaven lies. The few brave or foolish enough to approach the quarantine fence have come back with stories of those same strange symbols appearing on trees closer and closer to their own homes. as if something is slowly expanding its territory. It feels like a countdown, a slow, creeping dread that suggests whatever happened in Oak Haven wasn't a singular event, it was a test, a prelude. And the silence from that valley is not an absence of life, but the sound of something holding its breath, waiting. And then, this morning, just a few hours ago, residents of a bustling city 50 miles away woke up to a chilling discovery. There, freshly carved into the stone facade of the city hall for all to see, was a symbol. The same complex, geometric, terrifying symbol that was first found on a tree surrounding the vanishing village of Oak Haven. It seems the silence is about to be broken. The question is no longer what happened to the people of Oak Haven. The question is who's next. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as chilling as I did, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next dive into the unknown. Stay safe out there.